Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday morning of the shortest day of the year. 4 a.m. comes awfully early after a Saturday night live stream when you got to push the clocks ahead by an hour. So, hope everybody remembered to do that. You didn't wind up an hour late for wherever you had to be this morning. But, yeah, one of these days we'll get smart and just cancel daylight savings time altogether and just have the clocks be normal. That make a whole lot more sense to pretty much everybody. It's what we all want. Because who really cares when it's dark and when it's light anymore? I mean, we're a 24/7 society. You pay your bills at 2 o'clock in the morning. Most places, if you want to go to Walmart at midnight, they're still open. You can go get a hamburger at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. You know, circadian rhythm thing, okay, fine, so be it. But, most of us like to sleep at night, but you still have a third of the country that works night hours. You know, hospitals don't close, police departments don't close, unless, of course, you live in a liberal city. They don't have any cops anyway. But, yeah. But here's the question. We do things at night in the dark. There is no sunlight, right? What would you do if there was no artificial light? None. Okay. That daylight savings time didn't matter, that there was no electricity. The lights in your car didn't work because you couldn't, get a battery for it. Car won't start for that matter. Sorry, boss, I can't come into work until the sun comes up, and around me at this time it's 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, but you need to be here at 8. I can't see. I can't get there, right? You think this is something that is not possible. And this is something that we really, really need to prep for, okay? Very much. Because the advances in technology are not being kept up with by the advances in electricity. Sure, we could say, oh, but we're getting solar power or wind power or whatever renewable energy that this administration tries to shove down our throats. It's been proven over and over and over again that it's not reliable, okay? That we can't count on the grid. I know, and everybody else knows that our grid is not capable of dealing with any sort of surge. It's held together with bubble gum and aluminum foil. So we get into the days now where we're talking about artificial intelligence, okay, and whether or not AI wants to make George Washington black or whatever. It's still coming, anywhere. We're getting rid of this computer and putting every other computer ahead of our brains. Now, all that artificial intelligence requires a lot of energy, okay? And it's got to come from somewhere. I'm going to give you this. Right now, there are 2,700 data centers in the United States. It doesn't sound like a lot, but actually it is, okay? Just massive buildings full of technology. Well, those 2,700 data centers consume 4% of all the electricity in the country. By 2028, it is expected to be 6% of the electricity in the country. You go back 20 years, we didn't have any, okay? And the grid hasn't been improved whatsoever. I don't even want to hear about Joe's infrastructure bill, slush fund. Okay. What are you going to do when lights go out? And before somebody says, oh, gee, that's not going to happen. And you can read the data below. As usual, I will link it. Okay. In Georgia, okay, demand for industrial power is already at record highs. The projection of new electricity use in the next decade is that they will need, get this, 17 times the amount of electricity that is being used right now. Can the grid handle that? Doubtful. Okay. Well, you know what? We've got to keep the data centers going, so we'll have rolling brownouts. We'll have rolling blackouts. Sound familiar? California? Okay. How about Arizona? Okay. They have projected, the Arizona Public Utility Agency or Public Utility Service has said that they will be out of transmission capacity by the end of the decade. None. Okay? That there isn't any more. We'll keep building, we'll keep adding these technology centers, Bitcoin mining, all these high drain appliances, if you're high drain businesses, but there's no more electricity. So it's important to keep the companies open. We'll just shut off the electricity to mom and pop. They're at work anyway. They don't need electricity during the day, right? Sure. Okay. Yeah. Tell me, Arizona, how well your house feels if you shut off the air conditioner during the day while you go to work. You walk home and it's 100 degrees in your house? Yeah, the dog might not be walking by the time you get home or breathing. Okay. No, I mean, it's not just Georgia, Arizona. Okay. Virginia, here's a big surprise, and Texas are also facing huge problems as well. Okay. To accommodate all of the under construction data centers, okay, not proposed ones that are already being built, all right, both Texas and Virginia require the amount of electricity to be generated that would come from several large nuclear power plants. That's how much this AI crap is sucking from us. All right? We can talk about AI taking people's jobs, especially in manufacturing, all over the place. So what is your solution for your needs? And people may say, well, hey, you know what? I am at work during the day and it doesn't get hot here. I don't need air conditioning, and I don't need lights. I'm at the office. I shut off my lights anyway. Okay. Do you unplug your refrigerator? Your freezer? Okay. Some of you may have an alarm system. Do you shut that off? Security lights, security cameras, anything like that? Do you shut those things off? Probably not. Okay, so yes, even when you're not home, you're still using electricity. I'm not talking about leaving the lights on. You come home, you want to push the button for that garage door opener. It's electricity. Okay, so you can get in the house. Do what you can to come up with your alternative means of power. I mean, I've shown you guys dozens at this point of solar generators, and everybody has different needs, whatever they can afford, what they're trying to power, what they need. A few of you have told me about building your own systems. Okay, if you can do that, hey, more power to you as well. That's cool. I mean, if you can understand the Battleborn batteries and the charge controllers and everything, and you can do it yourself, awesome. Okay, however you can get it done. I mean, you do with car batteries, and whatever. If you can do it, go for it. I've had a couple of people tell me where they have created wind turbines to charge batteries. One of you has shown me their hydropower that they charge with. They've got actually a water wheel on a creek or whatever you want to call it, maybe a stream, I don't know, size-wise, running through. Those are coming up with solutions. And that's what we do, okay? How we get ready. Because when the lights go out for your neighborhood, your town, wherever, and all of a sudden you've got power, I mean, I don't care if it's enough to run one light bulb. You're a king among peasants, okay? Because you've got what they don't have. And it's going to be up to you to protect it. The big one that's always important is refrigeration, okay? You know, the days of an ice box. Do you know anybody that owns an ice box? You know, remember the old pre-refrigerator type thing where they deliver a block of ice to you in the morning? You know, you might be able to find one in a antique store or something. Good luck finding ice, right? You know, I mean, I'm in Tennessee. The lake doesn't freeze. Okay, so that's not going to happen. You know, when we were up in Alaska over the summer, they were talking about, where were we? Icy Strait Point. And they were showing us this one pond, I guess, if you want to call it, that the Russians at the time would go in and cut ice blocks out and haul that down to keep food cold and things like that. Or now in these days to keep medicines cold, you know, certain things that you need, certain antibiotics and stuff like that need to be refrigerated. Okay, maybe you have something like that, maybe you don't. Insulin, you know, huge one that needs to be kept refrigerated. Yeah, if I have refrigeration, I'm alive. If I don't, I'm dead. Yeah, I'd say that's probably important for some people. Okay, so on that note, I just want to bring this up because our good friend Elliot over at Wellbots got a hold of me yesterday, or actually Friday, and they got a whole bunch of these in the AquaPower Lion coolers, the ones I've shown you guys. I showed you guys maybe about a year and a half ago. We've given away a few of them here in the past. Well, they got a whole bunch more, and Elliot said they are going to do a deal for us. Instead of the regular $798, you and I, people on this channel, get a 50% off coupon, 50 pinball. So we get it for $3.99 if it's something you're interested in. Medicines, food, whatever. Works great now as a beer cooler, soda cooler. So just as an idea, if you want to get one of those, they're on sale. In regards to Elliot's promotion, we're going to give away a couple of them on Tuesday night. Okay, so do it the same way we always do. What I'll need you to do, being in a lower 48 again. Okay, so sorry guys, it is what it is. Lower 48, got to put that in a comment underneath this video, and you've got to put who you want Donald Trump to pick as his VP candidate. Okay, those would be the two things to qualify for an entry. Comment on this video only. Primary comments all. Do not put your stuff in a reply. Do not have a second comment on there. If you do, of course, it will be sheer luck whether it picks your first comment or your second comment. If it picks the one that doesn't have it, sorry. We will draw this on Tuesday night. Live stream is at 8 o'clock Eastern. I will put this through the random comment generator like I always do. Do it live right there in front of you. Whoever replies has 3 minutes, or whoever's name is drawn has 3 minutes to reply that they are there. As usual, I will say this. Make sure your name of your comment, you know, if you're Joe Smith, make sure that's also how it shows up in the chat room on the live stream, says Joe Smith. Because I'm not going to go hunting back and forth to see if Joe Smith is Butterfly Prepper. So make sure they match. I don't think it's asking too much for you to do that. So, but that's it, guys. We all know the grid is falling apart. And I've mentioned doing this many times. You want to see how you'll cope without electricity. Go throw the circuit breaker for a weekend. Go throw your main breaker. And see how well you can cope. I'd advise if you do it, have backup plans already, because I don't think you want all the food in your refrigerator to rot or your freezer to spoil. But try that exercise without lights, without a well pump, maybe without a water heater. That'll give you a real good idea of how you need to get your ass in gear and start being self-sufficient and not reliant on the government or the local power company that's never been your friend in the first place. Pinball out.